The 1p coin, or 1 penny coin, in the UK has a long history, but specifically regarding 1996, a decimalization and the 1p coin. The modern decimal 1p coin was introduced in 1971 as part of the UK's decimalization process, replacing the pre-decimal penny. A design in 1996. In 1996, the 1p coin would have featured the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, front, and the crowned portcullis with chains, a representation of the royal arms, on the reverse, back. A design that was maintained since its introduction. Air composition. The 1p coin in 1996 was made of copper-plated steel, a change that occurred in 1992 from its original bronze composition due to rising metal costs. A significance. The 1p coin in 1996 continued to be a widely used denomination for everyday transactions within the British monetary system. Here's a long and detailed history of the United Kingdom's 1 penny coin in 1996, tracing its background, design, composition, and historical significance. 1. Origins of the British penny. The penny is one of the oldest coins in British history, with a lineage stretching back over 1,200 years. Anglo-Saxon beginnings, c. 8th century. The earliest English pennies were silver coins, first standardized under King Offa of Mercia in the late 8th century. These ciadas and silver pennies set a precedent for the denomination that continued throughout medieval England. Medieval period, 4 centuries. The penny was the main unit of English currency, usually struck in silver. Larger sums were measured in shillings, 12 pence, and pounds, 240 pence. 17th to 18th century. As inflation rose, the penny declined in silver content and size. By the 18th century, copper pennies appeared, replacing silver issues for everyday transactions. Victorian era, 1839 onwards. Bronze pennies were introduced in 1860 under Queen Victoria, with Britannia on the reverse. These coins were large, heavy pieces that became iconic symbols of British coinage. 2. Decimalization and the modern penny. Pre-decimal penny. Until 1971, the UK used the old system of pounds, shillings, and pence. 240 pence equals £1. The pre-decimal penny was much larger in size than modern pennies. Decimalization, 1971. Britain reformed its currency system on the 15th of February, 1971, creating a decimal system where 100 new pence equals £1. The old penny, 1d, was withdrawn, and a new 1 new penny, 1p, was introduced. The new 1p coin was smaller, made of bronze, and distinct from the large pre-decimal penny. 3. The decimal 1 penny coin design. Obverse, front always carried the portrait of the reigning monarch. By 1996, it showed Queen Elizabeth II's third portrait by Raphael Makhlouf, used 1985 to 1997. This portrait, reverse, back designed by Christopher Ironside in 1971. It featured a crowned portcullis, a stylized medieval gate with chains, a symbol long associated with the Palace of Westminster. This design remained until 2008, when the Royal Shield series was introduced. Composition, pre-1992 bronze, 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, 0.5% tin. Composition, post-1992, including 1996 copper-plated steel, due to rising copper prices. The change meant that 1996 pennies were magnetic, unlike earlier bronze issues. 4. The 1996 UK 1 penny coin. The 1996 issue continued the established pattern of the decimal penny. Diameter, 20.3 mm. Weight, 3.56 g. Thickness, 1.65 mm. Composition, copper-plated steel since 1992. Edge, plain. Mintage, circulation over 700 million pieces, making it one of the most common circulating denominations at the time. Obverse, Queen Elizabeth II. Raphael Makhlouf's effigy, legend reading Elizabeth II. DG Reg. FD, Di Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor equals. By the grace of God, Queen. defender of the faith. Reverse, crowned portcullis with chains. The word 1 penny above, numeral 1 below. 5. Historical context in 1996. In 1996, the British economy was in a period of relative recovery after the early 1990s recession. Coins like the penny remained essential for small purchases, vending machines, and everyday cash transactions. Although small, the penny was still widely used for pricing, often ending in 0.99 to give the impression of cheaper goods. By this point, pennies were increasingly made from copper-plated steel, reflecting cost-saving measures by the Royal Mint. 6. Collectability and legacy. Circulating 1996 pennies are not rare. They were struck in very high numbers and remain in circulation today. Proof and brilliant uncirculated (BU) versions exist, often included in annual coin sets for collectors. Historically, 1996 pennies are notable as part of the final years of Raphael McClouf's portrait, which was replaced in 1998 by Ian Rankbroadley's design. 7. Symbolism of the penny. The 1996 penny carried forward a millennium-old tradition. The portcullis links the coin to Parliament and governance, symbolizing security and tradition. The penny itself represents continuity, while its value in purchasing power had diminished greatly by 1996. Its cultural and symbolic presence endured. 8. Transition after 1996. In 1998, the obverse design changed to Rankbroadley's portrait of the Queen. In 2008, the reverse design changed from the crowned portcullis to a new heraldic series, showing a portion of the royal shield. Thus, the 1996 penny is part of the late McClouf era coinage, making it historically significant as one of the last of its style. The decimal 1 penny coin design. Obverse, front always carried the portrait of the reigning monarch. By 1996, it showed Queen Elizabeth II's third portrait by Raphael McClouf, used 1985 to 1997. This portrait depicted the Queen wearing the George IV state diadem. Reverse, back designed by Christopher Ironside in 1971. It featured a crowned portcullis, a stylized medieval gate with chains, a symbol long associated with the Palace of Westminster. This design remained until 2008, when the Royal Shield series was introduced. Composition: pre-1992 bronze, 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, 0.5% tin. Composition: post-1992, including 1996 copper-plated steel, due to rising copper prices. The change meant that 1996 pennies were magnetic, unlike earlier bronze issues. In summary, the 1996 UK 1 penny coin was a copper-plated steel coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II's McClouf portrait on the obverse and a crowned portcullis on the reverse. It belonged to the modern decimal penny series introduced in 1971, but carried with it the deep legacy of the British penny, one of the world's longest-lived coin denominations. While common in circulation, its historical importance lies in its role as a bridge between centuries of tradition and the evolving coinage of late 20th century Britain.